Coming up on Wyln News, a man is behind bars tonight for a shooting in Pittston. This is your news choice. Wyln News starts right now.
From the WYLN studios in Hazleton and all over northeastern Pennsylvania, this is WYLN News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Degnan. Two shootings in Luzerne County over the weekend. One happened in Pittston, and one man is dead. Pittston police were called to Saints and Sinners Irish Pub on Center Street around 1:30 Saturday morning for a reported shooting. When they arrived, they saw 30-year-old Stephen Jamal Spencer with a gun in his hand. Police say they ordered him to drop the weapon and then placed him into custody. The victim, 32-year-old Christopher Williams, was taken to Geisinger, Wyoming Medical Center where he was pronounced dead. According to witnesses, the incident happened when someone who was with Williams refused to shake Spencer's hand during a game of pool. Spencer was arraigned and taken to the Luzerne County Prison after District Judge Alexandra Kukura-Kravitz denied his bail. He faces charges of criminal homicide. Another fatal shooting over the weekend. A man was taken into custody after an early morning shooting Sunday in Plymouth. 38-year-old Anthony Lamar Jackson allegedly got into an argument with 34-year-old Anthony James Wisniewski at Risnick's Bar in Plymouth. Jackson suggested the matter be settled outside. When they exited, that's when a shot was fired and Wisniewski was shot multiple times. He was taken to a local hospital and pronounced dead at the emergency room. Jackson fled the scene. He was later found in Lancaster County. He now faces charges of criminal homicide. A Schuylkill County man was charged with keeping a child in a cage and is now out of jail after a judge reduced his bail on Friday. 39-year-old Cecil Kutz's bail was reduced from $250,000 to $25,000 straight cash by Judge John Domlakelace on Friday. State police charged Cutts with 3 counts each of endangering the welfare of children and recklessly endangering another person back in May. Cutts allegedly left a newborn, a 1-year-old, and a 22-month-old child alone for at least 40 minutes in his home near Cressona. Police say the house was very hot, had exposed wires and other unfinished conditions. Additionally, the oldest child was in a cage made of plywood and lattice so small the child could not stand up. Pennsylvania State Police announcing today that troopers confiscated over $5 million in cocaine, heroin, and other prohibited drugs in the second quarter of 2017. From April 1st through June 30th, state police seized over 7 pounds of heroin and 2 pounds of fentanyl. The drugs have a combined street value of over $600,000. Troopers also removed nearly 42 pounds of cocaine and over 13 pounds of methamphetamines valued at $1.3 million from the highways and communities of Pennsylvania during the same period. In 2017, the Pennsylvania State Police have seized over $19 million in prohibited drugs, including 47 pounds of heroin and fentanyl. Cogeco Communications Incorporated Atlantic Broadband has agreed to acquire all of the cable systems under the MetroCast brand name for $1.4 billion. MetroCast currently serves about 236,000 homes and businesses in several states, including Pennsylvania, and several thousand of internet, video, and telephone customers. The transition will expand Atlantic Broadband's presence in the U.S. cable market. MetroCast spokesperson Andrew Walton says the cable company is happy its system will be run in good and capable hands. He says MetroCast will ensure the transition is seamless for its customers. Atlantic Broadband and MetroCast have entered into an agreement for the deal. The transaction is expected to close January 2018. More than 20 blighted properties throughout Schuylkill County have been added to a long list of properties that will be demolished thanks to a grant. County commissioners last week voting to add properties that are in Ashland, Butler Township, Palo Alto, Shenandoah, and Mahanoy City to the list. The demo project will go out to bid. The county received a $1.4 million grant from the State Department of Community and Economic Development. The grant may cover up to 70 properties to be demolished. Coming up on WYLN News, the Pennsylvania budget deadline is getting closer. Plus, there will be some fun coming to the Kirby. We'll tell you who's going to be on stage. But first, as we head out to break, let's take a look at your 7-day forecast from the WYLN Weather Center. Remember, you can get all your weather information at WYLNTV.com. We'll be right back.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
The 33rd Annual Frontier Days and Championship Rodeo, July 11th through the 16th. Cowboys from all over the East will compete in bull riding, calf roping, championship rodeo, bareback bronc riding, and more. Rodeo runs Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and Bull-A-Rama on Sunday. All shows begin 7:30 p.m. Enjoy vendors, crafts, food, and free entertainment. The Benton Frontier Days Championship Rodeo, Route 487 in Benton. For more information, go to bentonrodeo.com. The Cowboys are back, and the Bulls are ready. Are you?
Sometimes you're just being a kid. Fans on their feet. Look at that. Play with some more toys. What a day. It's a crazy feeling. Big smiles. This place is a blast, man. It's so much fun. Off the bed.
A bill has been introduced by Representative Karen Boback to help prevent injury or death of children locked in hot cars. House Bill 1152 would encourage Good Samaritans to act on behalf of children who are unable to escape from an overheated vehicle. It would also provide civil immunity for any damage done to a vehicle when forceful entry is necessary to rescue the child. Kidsandcars.org has stated that 12 children have already died in 2017 after being left in hot cars. That bill is now being considered by the House. At midnight tonight, Governor Tom Wolf must decide if the spending bill becomes law without his signature. Before then, the governor can sign it, veto it, or strike out some of the spending. There was no agreement late Sunday night, the 9th day of a budget stalemate between the governor and leaders of the House and Senate Republican majorities. Both the State House and Senate were back at it today in Harrisburg. A preliminary hearing resumed today for 18 Penn State fraternity members who are facing charges in connection with the February death of a pledge after a night of drinking. The hearing in Bellefonte began with a 10-hour proceeding last month when a detective was the lone witness. Some of the members of the now shuttered Beta Theta Pi fraternity are accused of involuntary manslaughter and aggravated assault, while others each face less serious allegations. Our area will be feeling some good vibrations this coming March. The Beach Boys will be coming to the FM Kirby Center. The legendary surf rock band will stop at the FM Kirby Center for the Performing Arts March 24th, 7 p.m. It's part of their 50th anniversary tour. Tickets start at $45 plus fees. They'll go on sale this Thursday, 10 a.m. They can be purchased at the Kirby Center box office, by phone at 570-826-1100, or online at kirbycenter.org. Check your tickets. A winning Cash 5 was sold in Carbon County. According to the Pennsylvania Lottery, the ticket was sold this past Sunday, July 9th, at Leffler's Express in Jim Thorpe. The tickets matched all 5 balls drawn. The numbers 13, 19, 29, 35, 38. The winner receives $450,000. The Carbon County store earns a $500 selling bonus. Coming up on Wapwallopen's News Choice in Community and You, we'll tell you how Germany and Ashley share some common ground. Plus, it's Medical Monday. Tingo will be here. But first, let's take a look at today's winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. Stay with us.
Where are my customers? I think I need help with my website.
Thank you for calling web.com. How can I help you?
I need some serious help with my website.
I could definitely help you with that today.
Awesome.
Do you want to work in a fun atmosphere and help small businesses like this succeed online? Call 1-844-JOBS-WEB and apply today.
It's time to find your copy of the Freeland Progress. Look inside for information on the Pennsylvania Dart Tournament and more. The Freeland Progress is free at locations throughout Freeland, Whitehaven, Blakesley, Berwick, Cunningham, Drums, and the Hazleton area. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call Wyln News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@wylntv.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome to Community and You, and today we are going to, well, we didn't have to travel too far, but we found a whole group from Oregon, and we're going to find out what they are doing here in Northeast Pennsylvania. First, I'm going to introduce you to Liska Chan, and Liska, tell us about the group. Who are you? Where are you from?
We are from the University of Oregon, Department of Landscape Architecture, and there are 10 students, and we are the Overlook Field School. We are staying over in Waverly at the Overlook Estate, and Sue and Mort Fuller are hosting us. And this is our 6th year doing the program. We come here to learn about the East Coast and learn about Pennsylvania, and we make artwork about various issues related to productive landscapes. So that's why we're particularly interested in learning about the coal mining history here, and then how you all are approaching the reclamation of coal mining.
So when you say landscape, it's not something that maybe a lot of us think about. We think of shrubbery, and why aren't my roses blooming in the spring, and why is my grass growing? But your landscape is a little bit different. So what exactly is the program that you brought the students here?
The program, Landscape Architecture, is a degree much like architecture is, that trains students to design and plan everything from small neighborhood parks to cities and even regions. So we're involved in a lot of regional planning as well as small-scale landscape design. And the new wave of the future for landscape architecture is in reclamation. A lot of us will be involved in reclamation in the future.
How did you find the Earth Conservancy here in Hanover Township?
Well, it's been fascinating to learn about what they're doing and to see, what is an approach to reclaiming these landscapes, some of which will never be the same as they were again. In fact, all of which probably. But to see how they're improving the local economy or seeking to do so, as well as the environment, is of great interest to us.
Do you see a lot of differences or similarities between here and between Oregon?
There are probably a lot more differences than similarities between Oregon and Pennsylvania. Maybe similarities are it's a largely rural state, but beyond that, we don't have the same kind of mining you have. We have mountaintop mining for basalt, which is a volcanic stone. And our reclamation projects have more to do with forestry and timberlands and reclaiming landscapes that have been clear cut.
So you have some of your students with you today, and who is one that we're first going to meet here? Because I understand that you have students from all over the place.
I do. The first student you'll meet is Ali Pugialis, who is from Steamboat Springs, Colorado.
All right, we're going to bring Allie over here, and Allie is going to give us her impression. Hi. Hi. So you live in Colorado, go to school in Oregon, and now you're here in northeastern Pennsylvania. And you've got quite a sunburn on your face. Wow, you must have been out there in the sun that we don't get a lot of. So what do you see the differences between there and here?
Oregon and here?
Or even Colorado.
Well, as far as landscape goes and outside, a lot of the trees are much shorter, and yeah, I think it has to do with the climate. The Douglas firs on the west coast get huge, really big and really tall, and the trunks get to be, 6 of my classmates' hands around. The landscape is much different here. It's very warm and humid.
Wow, warm and humid. Those are two words we don't hear very often. And you also have another classmate that you're going to bring in here. Bo, come on down. Because from what I understand, Bo has never been to the East Coast before. What's your impression? Be nice.
No, I really enjoy it here. Like I said, I haven't made it past Arizona, so this is my first time on the East Coast. As Ali mentioned, very humid. It's a different type of temperature here. It's a lot drier during the summer months out west. But I'm really struck by just the amount of lush vegetation. I mean, the hillsides, everything is just draped in green. And back west, we have a lot. Our Cascade, our mountain ranges are younger, so taller peaks, more rigid mountaintops. And here it's kind of just this undulating series of green, which is very beautiful. And it's interesting seeing these landscapes of waste with these coal mines because they seem to be fairly well hidden from the majority of the denser populated areas. But once you actually do go and visit them, you see the true extent of it and the impact it's having on the community around it, which is very interesting to see.
Well, the way you described that, Bo, I almost want to go out and find out what I've been missing for all these years that I've lived here in the Northeast. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're going to, once again, how long are you going to be here?
We are here the entire month of July, and we are going to examine other waste landscapes as well as visit New York City and Philadelphia.
Oh, that ought to be very interesting in itself. Well, it was wonderful meeting you and all the students. We're very glad that they had the opportunity to share their impressions of Northeast Pennsylvania with us today on Community and You.
Visit the Luzerne County Convention and Visitors Bureau at visitluzernecounty.com for the listings of the many events you'll find in Luzerne County. From wine festivals to hill climbs to the famous tomato and kielbasa festivals, you'll find it all in Luzerne County. Luzerne County was named the best outdoors destination in Pennsylvania by the official Best in Pennsylvania website. The Luzerne County Convention and Visitors Bureau will help you relax, relive history, and marvel at the area's stunning natural beauty. You'll find it right here in northeastern Pennsylvania.
Your body was made to move, fluidly and with ease. If the need for joint replacement surgery has stopped you in your tracks, it's time for a plan that can put you back in motion faster. The area's most experienced surgeons, the region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You'll meet attorney Joe Ustinovsky, who's a regular client of Dr. John. He'll talk to you about the importance of routine chiropractor care, and he's also going to tell you some important information you should know about your automobile insurance. That's coming up this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
One of the most common questions we get asked in the clinic in preventing arthritis is running and doing heavy exercises good or bad for your knees and hips? Well, interestingly, there was a recent article that was produced. What they did was they went to look at through the literature of all the available research out there, and they found some fairly interesting things in my mind. One thing that they found was that they actually looked at runners, and competitive runners actually had the highest incidences of arthritis in the hips and knees, which would make sense to me because those guys push a lot. What was interesting though was that with sedentary people, or people who really did not do much exercise, the percentage of arthritis at the hips and the knees was actually at 10%, which was fairly close to the competitive runners. The other factor that was really the kicker was that for the recreational runners out there, the incidences of arthritis was only at 3.5% in the hip and knees. That kind of backs up the theory that I have that if you do exercise, it can help actually prevent arthritis. And according to the literature that they just looked at, it can do it by approximately 300% reduction in the development of arthritis in the hips and knees. So if you don't already, or you're afraid of exercising because you think you're going to develop hip and knee arthritis in the future, don't think that way. One of the key things of preventing arthritis is to keep a joint healthy, mobile, and strong. And if you can do that and keep that joint from functioning the way it's supposed to function, it really reduces the stresses in the joint and also provides the nutrition that the joint needs to be able to function properly. But if you're not sure what you're doing though, or if you have some mechanical issues such as pains or some functional issues such as like weaknesses, be sure to check with a professional first, because a lot of people tend to go too quick, too fast. Grading exercises and being guided by a professional can really help you in preventing problems in developing in your joints. And if you do already have arthritis in your joints, especially the hips and the knees, there is a lot of things that you can do with a physical therapist, such as taping, such as helping reduce tightness, and also helping develop the strength around the joint and also the surrounding joints that can really help you reduce pain, reduce the risk of injury, so that you can continue to do your exercises and keep yourself at a functional level that can reduce your risk of developing arthritis as you get older. So if you're not sure what you're doing, give us a call at Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. Our expertise is helping people feel better, move better, and live better.
Call Physical Therapy and Balance Centers for a free 20-minute question and answer session. 501-1808. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, 1324 North Church Street in Hazel Township, or visit them online at hazeltonpt.com.
Over 100 racers from around the country gathered in Laurel Run this weekend for the annual Giants Despair Hill Climb. The two-day event brought race fans out to see which driver would make the best time and set new records for the hill climb. The WYLN sports crew brought you live racing action yesterday afternoon as racers headed up the mountain trying to fend off the sharp turns, including Devil's Elbow, all weekend long. It's historically the nation's oldest road race and grows bigger every year. John Burke from New Jersey finished first overall for a 5th straight year. His fastest time, 39.241 seconds. Burke's son Connor also finished second overall with a time of 41.161 seconds. John Burke tied Daryl Danko for the second most consecutive victories in the Giants Despair Hill Climb. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN News.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible, with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at WYLN, 1057 East 10th Street, Hazleton, PA, during normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Hey neighbor, we're having a backyard sale.
2017 Mazda 3 Sport. Buy it for $16,919 or lease it for $129 a month. Or this 2017 Mazda 6 Sport. Lease it for only $159 a month. Or the all-new 2017 Mazda CX-5 Sport. Lease it for only $179 a month.
At Berger Mazda, Route 93, Hazel Township.
Berger Family Dealerships. Drive with